Hey guys, welcome to the inaugural episode of Blerd Survival Guide. My name is Jeremy Scott.
I'm Jay Williams.
And this is, like I said, our very first episode of Blerd Survival Guide podcast.
Why gotta be all formal like that?
Because it's a formal opening. It's an introduction of who we are, what we do as a group. We have me, the wonderful host and partner and lovable Jerry. Yes, we have Jay Williams, my partner, and what is it you do? He's
I'll be the resident cynic.
Yeah.
But also resident optimist as well.
He is a resident optimist. That's that social work part of him.
Gemini is what he is.
That is true. Very true. You know, we also have Miriam.
Multidimensional in my personality at best.
True. We also have our producer Miriam in the background. You will hear her intermittently throughout, just to help us out and get through this.
It's a process.
It is a process. Now, what this podcast shall be, is essentially, like I said, it's a survival guide for blerds, the black nerds. We plan to talk to you guys about upcoming events, anything pop culture related, whether it be TV shows, anime, comic books, manga, yeah, anything down the road. Myself, personally, I've been born and bred here in Birmingham, Alabama from 1995 till today. Went to Homewood High School, go Patriots. Started out at Birmingham Southern and tried to finish it, but broke people got to be broke. And have been working ever since. Jay, what about you?
Well, I'm Birmingham born and bred as well. I love my home state of Alabama. My journey was somewhat similar to Jeremy's. We actually met in high school, so
Woo.
Go Patriots.
Go Patriots.
And then I graduated and went to Birmingham Southern, and then went to University of Alabama, where I got a degree in social work.
Roll Tide.
Wore damn Eagle. I am an Auburn fan, so I'm a bit of a contradiction all the way around. You'll find that. But I think I've been a Blerd since the Sandbox, man, the elementary school days, watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami with all the fun things that came on during Friday nights and later on Adult Swim.
That's a late night shift.
Yeah. I love staying up watching cartoons when I was a kid.
Now, me personally, I am kind of late to the game when it comes to anime. With actually Jay introducing me to Naruto about 2 years ago, and from there it just kind of opened my mind. But I have been part of cartoons have been part of my life literally since I was in diapers. I remember, well, I don't even remember because I was a baby, but my mom would tell me that every weekend we would literally, it was just me and her, we would sit down and watch Disney movies all day, and it's literally the entire Disney animated catalog. I'm thankful for Disney Plus, not a sponsor yet, but they got the entire Disney catalog and I can watch it. Yeah, of course. Oh,
I don't know. Do we want to sell our soul to Disney on the first episode?
I mean, sooner rather than later.
It's inevitable.
It is inevitable.
They do buy the best stuff.
Yeah.
And this is the best stuff.
Oh, yeah. But, I am a strong advocate of the cartoons and the comic books now. If you take a look into my studio/bedroom, you can just take a look around. You got Deadpool on the wall. You have Marvel comics everywhere, even on my body.
Indeed. You got two very blerdish tattoos. Tell them about your tattoos, Jeremy.
Yeah, so my very first tattoo, actually got it on Jay's birthday. What was that, like
3 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago. It is the Simba drawing that Rafiki made on the tree. And I actually got that as a symbol of it, one being my first tattoo. And then I'm going to update it once I have another big dramatic change in my life, to where he has the mane around his forehead, or around his head. My second tattoo is actually the Tom Holland Spider-Man logo. I chose his Spider-Man logo specifically.
Stark Tech.
Because, one Stark Tech. It's the MCU has essentially molded my childhood from, like, 11 years old to...
Us and many of the other fine people in our generation.
Oh, definitely. And then our friend group especially.
I mean, man, like, I think about watching a kids WB in the mornings, watching X-Men. I mean, the animated series.
Ooh, that 90s. That
Yep. But, I mean, like, those adventures were iconic and still are because you can go back and watch them now on Disney Plus.
Streaming platforms.
What's your favorite thing about Black culture?
Our favorite thing about Black culture. Jay, you want to start on that one?
My favorite thing in Blerd culture? You know, like, I was trying to think about, like, what my favorite thing in Blerd culture is, and I think a lot of I think one of my favorite things is the connection between Black people and Dragon Ball Z.
There is
like,
a strong correlation.
I mean, yeah, like, I mean, like, the story, Goku's story, I think resonates a lot of the time with Black folks in the struggle, as well as like Piccolo. Like Piccolo, who we all know is the only Black character in Dragon Ball Z, like legitimately. He's definitely the Black character. People just really saw him and were like, yeah, okay, this is the cool-headed guy. He holds the team down. And all these other crazy white people are just going around and, stirring up trouble. Piccolo's the one holding it down for Goku's son, first of all.
Yeah, because truly everybody else was on site.
Training, wilding.
Yeah, and also
get,
like
super strong.
I'm going to look at you like if I see my enemy just across the way, he's just chilling, sitting on the beach, doing whatever, shooting the shit. Right. I just look at you. It's literally an on-site kind of thing. Just like, hey, I just want to fight you. And it's like Piccolo is probably like, why?
Exactly. No, that's exactly it. Goku goes around training full-time, trying to like better himself, when in reality it's just like, let me just be better and stronger to fight the next opponent. And I can't wait to find the next opponent. So let me look for the next opponent, which really drives later stories in Dragon Ball Super. Is just him infinitely looking for his next opponent.
Just want to fight
at any cost. Let's be real. He does try and throw the entire universe 7, under the bus and say, hey, if I don't win these fights, we're all gonna die.
Now, how many times has he actually died though?
So many. He's died maybe, I think, 3 times grand total, and like they brought him back. If you count Dragon Ball GT, which isn't technically canon, he's died twice.
Now I don't want anybody to get mad at me, but I've never seen, I would say, a full season. I've seen episodes here and there of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, arc. But no, dude,
it's a lot. They're long. A lot, yeah. They're long. I don't blame you for that.
Yeah.
If I hadn't done it as a child, would I do it now? Probably not. I don't like Goku as a character,
and that's a lot of things I get from other friends. Is that like Goku as a character is not the best, only because he is trying to find. He's trying to find a fight rather than
stir up trouble.
Yeah, rather fight. That wouldn't that make him more of a villain than a hero?
So there's a lot of debate. There actually is a lot of debate about like how good of a hero is Goku.
Would you call? Could you really define it as a hero? Because I mean, like I said, he's going to find the fight. He's not letting and I wouldn't say let the fight come to him. He's not letting.
Well, sometimes I mean, like so in Dragon Ball Z, he definitely let the fight come to him. He's trying to like live his life, be a farmer, raise his family. But the fight does inevitably come to him because he's so super powerful. There's this cause of attraction. I think that, you look at any superhero universe, power attracts power, right?
Right.
Marvel, Avengers attracting
Thanos.
I mean, of course, like same concept generally there.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a hero to a point, but he might also be a hero to a fault. Because, he can't not be a hero. So the hero always has to, stereotypically, I guess, be in battle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. And it's just kind of weird.
He's got to be a hero?
Yeah, it's almost like it gets to an addiction.
Yeah.
At a point. Yeah. Because it's like, I've saved, he's saved the world so many times that he's almost like, that's all I can do at this point. And the animators and the storytellers are just like, yeah, we just gotta.
He's got to keep saving the world.
Yeah, even though the world doesn't need saving at this point because he saved it X amount of times.
Right. No, it's a necessary debate because what does that model for people in the real world? Like, do we always have to be saving something to bring value to the world? Right. Like, is there value in just existing? Look at Krillin in Dragon Ball Z. He ends up marrying one of the former like villains and starting a family and retiring and becoming a police officer. And he stops being a guardian of Earth.
See, it would take a lot for me to like actually watch it and get into it. But I mean, it kind of reminds me of like Super Mario.
All right.
To a degree. I mean, Super Mario, every game from his not the very first game because that's like Donkey Kong.
Right.
Throwing the barrels at him, going up the ladder, but like Super Mario World, those adventure type games, they're all the same. It's like I have to go save Princess Peach, yeah, right. And I mean I've seen parodies of it on YouTube and things like that where dude is just tired. Like he's been.
Why you always get taken? Why you always get took?
At this point, it's like, do you want to get caught? It's like Goku asking the world. It's like, do you want to be destroyed? Like I would be if I were a hero like that, where I was like, I got to save the same person every time from the same exact villain or the same circumstances. It's just like, look,
bro, I would never live in superhero world. Never, never.
Think about the taxes,
the insurance.
The insurance. I would hate to live in New York,
bruh.
If I was in the Marvel universe. New York gets its shit wrecked.
What is it, like 2012 technically when Avengers Avengers
like
happened?
OG Avengers? Yeah,
and you're just in New York and there's a hole in the sky casually.
Right, you just see
just looking up.
That's not rain. Are those spaceships?
Is that an alien?
Aliens exist. First of all, you got to think about it. Like,
come to terms with aliens existing immediately.
Yes, and then you see all of these, like, you've seen these superheroes on TV before already, but then you got to wonder at one point, you're in awe at one point saying, oh, cool, all the superheroes are in town. But then you have to suddenly realize, oh, shit, all of the superheroes are in town. Like, why are they in town? And
it's a freak out. It's a complete freak out.
Oh, crap, here come aliens. Wait, that's Thor's brother. Why is Thor's brother with the aliens? Are we about to die?
I mean, like, the PTSD is real, right? Like, the PTSD is so real.
I couldn't live in New York.
I mean, like, the closest example I have to this, and, I mean, it's got to be 9/11, right? Like, in real life.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we were in Alabama.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not even, that's 24 hours from New York, like 500 miles away.
And you're getting a 9/11 level event on the... I wouldn't say on the daily, but like
I mean, like it's possible.
Based on villains, yeah,
it's possible.
It's possible to be on the daily with like
it's much more likely.
It is much more likely, and like
catastrophic.
Spider-Man's villains, like the man is based in New York. Spider-Man,
right?
He's got to deal with these villains on a weekly basis if we're going by like comic book rules.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You got a villain a week, and like
you're doing an occurrence, an event, a tragedy, a travesty,
and you're dealing with that weekly from like being from a 15-year-old boy all the way up to, say, if we're in the Spider-Verse rules, from 15 to like 35. So you're dealing with that for almost 20 years. Consistently. I'd be tired. I would not like to be
superhero. As the consumer, like, absorbing that, right? Like, that mess, what that's telling me is, if my butt is not busting it for the greater good every week, I ain't nothing. I ain't shit.
It'd be mundane to be a hero. It'd be mundane to be a civilian in a superhero infested town.
I think that's garbage because I don't think that we have to be working nonstop at this elevated degree of difficulty all the time in order to bring value.
True.
That was my soapbox. I'm sorry.
No, I got you.
Your favorite thing.
Yeah, Jason, thanks for your favorite Black culture experience.
Yeah, I mean, it really shaped my life. It really did. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I apologize to those of y'all that thought that was a bit off topic.
No, it was definitely on topic. But if I had to do one for myself, I guess Black culture for me, I would still stay strong in the animation game.
Right.
Just the amount of creators, voice actors in Black animation, or just in animation, period. And I would say I'll go more towards voice acting because I can resonate with that. I would like to do that in my future at some point.
You do have a very animated voice.
I try to sometimes. It depends on how I'm feeling.
Lots of skills on that.
But
sultry.
yeah, exactly. But I would say, yeah, those animators, those not even animators, those actors that are in voice acting, even if they aren't black, you got Rob Paulson, who voices Yakko on Animaniacs, but then you also have Kyrie Payton, who does Cyborg on Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. You got Phil Lamar, who voices so many. I can't even. Static Shock, Hermes from Futurama. Samurai Jack,
which is, I mean, again with the connection between black folk, like, and like kung fu, you know, like there we go again.
That's the thing, and for Phil Lamar to be a black man able to voice an Asian man and no one bats an eye about it, that just shows the type of talent you have as a voice actor. And reverence, yeah, because I mean he's an established. The man started out on Mad TV.
Crazy to think about.
Exactly.
I mean, he Mad TV. I mean, that's, and I love Mad TV, but I mean, it would be maybe lower grade SNL.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean,
it's skit comedy.
It's
right?
Skit comedy. It's lowbrow, more of the lowbrow, brass, like
raunchier. Raunchier,
but definitely raunchier
comedy.
Yeah, it probably would not be able to play out today like it did back in. Early 2000s.
Did Mad TV play on Comedy Central? Is that what it played on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was definitely on Comedy Central. Yeah. It was Comedy Central's answer to NBC's SNL, Saturday Night Live. Because I mean, they came out. I mean, like Saturday Night Live. I mean,
like Mad TV, but like Mad Magazine existed. No.
Yeah, now that existed. What back? Like I remember that Netflix series. It was like mid to late 70s.
Yeah. So it preceded SNL.
SNL came.
When? I have no idea.
First
season was 75. Mad TV.
Mad Magazine.
Mad Magazine. Their first issue.
Gotta love the internet.
Yeah.
97.
Oh wow! So
wait, no.
Was it Teletime's logo?
52.
Yeah. So Mad
Magazine preceded SNL.
Yeah.
But not Mad TV. Mad TV came out of the 90s.
Mad TV.
But like I said, back to like Phil Lamar. Dude was and still is magical. Came through with the voices
of our generation, man. I mean, like he voiced so many characters.
I mean, even side characters that you probably wouldn't even think of until like you hear his voice again. I mean,
did he do a Batman?
No, he's Green Lantern.
He's Green Lantern.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's black. Right. He's Black Green Lantern.
Yeah. Did he do the voice in the video game for him?
I believe so. I think the thing is in Injustice 2, which I just started playing. Yeah, I just downloaded it. So
oh boy, good game.
Yeah,
fun game.
He voiced Aquaman, and I mean this Aquaman is the blonde hair, blue eyed Aquaman.
He did Aquaman,
and he voiced Aquaman. Yes.
Why wouldn't he do Green Lantern though?
Because in Injustice 2 they have the Hal Jordan.
Yeah, but you can in Injustice 2 you can get
the Black Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it, but he definitely I haven't. Well, like I said, I just got the game probably like last week. I played through the story. It didn't have Black Green Lantern on the storyline.
Stewart.
Yeah, John Stewart.
Phil Lamar did his voice
in Injustice.
In Injustice too.
I mean, it would make sense. I mean, you had him do Aquaman in the main storyline. Might as well just like, hey.
Why you're here? Why you're here? I'm got you in the studio. You want to give us a quick shout out to Phil Lamar if you want to come on Blerd Survival Guide and do a quick recap on how they did the voice acting for you in Injustice 2. We'd love to hear it.
Or just any of your work.
Period, point blank.
That vast knowledge. And any guests that you may have. Guys, if you do have anybody that you want to hear, or if you want a guest spot on here, we have a little self plug-in if you don't mind. We have an Instagram page, Facebook, Twitter, all of that fun stuff, and an email at Blerd Survival. Well, all of our plugs to our pages are at Blerd Survival Guide, all one word, all lowercase. We were lucky enough to get that. I don't know how. But
good name, quality name.
It is a quality name. But our email is also blerdsurvivalguide at gmail.com.
And Google sponsor us,
please.
I'll take a Google grant.
Man,
I'm just saying, we're doing it for the culture.
It is for the culture.
It's elevating the culture.
But definitely, like, guys, we are here to stay.
Guys, if you want to give us a quick break, We're going to come back on our next segment to talk about the Blerd Daily News. Welcome back to Blerd Survival Guide Podcast.
I can't believe we started that soon, but all right. Yeah, so this next segment we like to call the Weekly Blurb. Blurb or Blerd?
Blurb.
Okay, I had to make sure I got it right. You know, first
With
time
a B.
podcasters and everything, we didn't want to mess up on you. But each week we're just going to have a little segment discussing
What we want to discuss.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever it is that's affecting us or on our minds.
Yeah, or what's
as
happening in the
Blerds.
world.
Exactly. I mean, it could be a current event. It could be anything.
Well, Jay, since you're taller, I'm going to let you go first.
So I'll give you 5 minutes on the clock.
So, I want to talk about the black economy.
Okay.
Because I love the black economy. I love the way, in Birmingham, the way Roebuck looks versus the way, Southside looks versus the way West End looks. Because I love how black folks can put a sign made of anything in any color arrangement on any building and it become a business immediately.
True. Yeah.
I mean, like, you can have car signs, like car repair signs. They'll put it on any size building for that matter, because it may look like a house, but that dang sure is a salon, is a convenience store, and is going to sell you your herbs and oils, and probably give you a palm reading all in that one-stop shop.
It'd be the most accurate palm reading that you'll probably ever get.
I'm saying, man, I love the black economy.
It's different.
It's very different because, you look in gentrified, mostly white areas. It looks like Target. It looks like you got
you actually go
Starbucks. It looks like you got all these high end, multimedia conglomerate industries, but you got the small businessman in the black economy, and they will put a business in anything that they can because we are innovative.
So would you rather go to Target or Peanuts down the street?
It depends on what I'm looking for.
What you looking for at Peanuts, though?
But what I'm looking for at Peanuts is I'm looking for some quality meat, some quality chicken, and maybe some incense that I want to burn that isn't going to cost me an arm and a leg like it would in the mall.
Okay. And at Target?
Target, I might be looking for, some underwear or some clothes. I can do whatever I want there. But I'm looking for different things at different stores, for sure.
I was about to say, but what if you find underwear at Peanuts that you didn't find at Target?
Then God bless my wallet. Okay. Because it's going to be cheaper.
But the cheaper always made better?
Not always.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, I love the fact that we innovate despite it not looking like everybody else is. Because, you look in Trustful, Alabaster area here in Alabama versus you look in Centerpoint or what's it called, 5 Points West. Very different areas, but very different, but also thriving economies.
Yeah, you got to do it on Green Springs with the fresh fruit.
I'm saying.
That's probably some of the best produce in all of Birmingham.
And black farmers are a historic backbone in our community.
Oh, definitely.
People act like that it's just white people that are farming, like on FarmersOnly.com, but in reality, the black farmer is the farmer that really was out there working and making a difference in their community as well as on the plates of marginalized folks.
All right, well.
But yeah, that's my Blerd Blurb.
Blerd Blurb.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. All right, no, that's a nice little tidbit of the week. Swapping it over to my end of the spectrum. I got a bone to pick with some of these characters out here that are getting mad at my main man Bruno Mars, saying they've been claiming it for quite a while now, that he is basically a cultural appropriator when it comes to his music.
They have been saying that.
I personally believe that you should let the man make his music. He's not hurting anybody. He's actually bringing more people together, in my opinion.
Okay. So you think it's a small circle of people that are finding fault with his how he writes his music?
It's not how he writes it. It's just that he chooses, because he can write the same song but put it to a different beat.
Right.
But he chooses to do it, I would say, to celebrate the music that our parents and grandparents have listened to in the past.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily has to be just black people.
Right. I mean, it raises attention to it, but do you think he could maybe do a better job at giving people, like, his influences credit?
I think he does.
Okay.
I think he really does. Because, I mean, and I think a lot of people, that specific group, they may be able to think that he didn't write his own music, or he didn't write music for other artists beforehand.
Right.
But that's the thing. A lot of people don't know he wrote all the music for all the black artists.
Right.
Well before he got started on his own singular journey.
See, I don't think a lot of people realize that the man was already influencing the culture from behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Before he was the frontman.
Exactly, because you got to think about it. He's written songs for Beyonce. He's written songs for
CeeLo Green.
Yeah, "F.U." is actually a Bruno Mars written song.
He's told stories about it in interviews.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
and he, like, if you hear Bruno Mars singing compared to CeeLo Green, I would prefer Bruno to sing it, in my opinion.
I think that's a pretty general consensus.
I would have liked to hear his rendition of "F.U." That would have been
fun.
It would have been fun. It would have been hilarious. I want to see him do it live, just because. I mean, he's written, I think, one of my favorite songs.
I mean, the whole thing about, like, culturally appropriating people's music and then using it to make a profit, I get where there is potential for that to be problematic, but I hear you in the sense that the man ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, isn't doing as much harm as he could possibly be doing.
Exactly, and the thing is, I don't think he's doing it for profit. Yeah, a lot of people who are doing cultural appropriation, they do it mainly for profit. They are trying to make the quick buck off of the black man or the black person. Period.
Right.
And this goes all the way back to Elvis.
Exactly.
Chuck Berry would have been much more of an influence farther in his career.
Had he been white.
Had he been white. Mm-hmm. Had Elvis not taken Chuck Berry's sound.
Right.
And I mean, it just continues all the way up to there. I mean, black people created music.
Right.
Even country originated with black people.
Right. Right.
And I mean, that's one of the easiest genres of music I would think of.
I mean, you definitely have your people that often say, "I don't like country music."
Yeah, and I mean that's to each their own.
Right.
But I mean, going back to Bruno, he's doing it for fun. He enjoys to do it. He enjoys to do it for us. He enjoys to do it for himself. We haven't heard music from him up until recently with the Silk Sonic sound that he's doing with Anderson .Paak.
Right.
The last time we heard a legitimate song from Bruno Mars that he was on was the end of 2017 when he released 24 Karat Magic. And he hadn't touched anything. He hadn't done anything since. He performed that same album, and it was the same album, but that's it.
When did Finesse come out?
That's on the Finesse came out on 24 Karat Magic album, and I mean he did the remix with Cardi B. And I mean he's released a single, "Please Me" with Cardi B. But I mean those are singles. I mean it's still. Would you say that Cardi B is cultural appropriating because she's actually of Puerto Rican / Cuban descent?
No,
she's not.
No, I wouldn't.
Black.
I wouldn't.
I mean that's rap,
right?
Rap and R&B.
And I mean it's not to say that. I mean, and Bruno Mars is what, Filipino?
He is technically Hawaiian. His real name is Peter Hernandez. His mom is Filipino. His dad is Mexican, but he was born in Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, I think the man has every right that he can to express himself. You know, and if that comes through the soul and the lens of black folks inspired music, then he has every right to do that. I think that not everyone has to be a social justice warrior. Period. I mean, he doesn't have to be an advocate over here saying, yes, this music was inspired by these folks and I want to just do it. He's an entertainer. You know, he's someone that wants to entertain you and make sure that you have a good time.
Exactly.
It's not so much about the history and the implication of it all, which we can leave that up to people too. Like that if that's your lane, then you can talk about that.
And you can stay in it.
But stay in it in the sense that you need to recognize that the man is offering more than just wokeness. He's offering you a good time.
He is a party and 5'3". And I mean that's all I gotta say on it. Case in point, stay in your lane. And that's just my take on it. Bruno's going to do how he do. We going to enjoy his music. I enjoy his music all the time. I'm not going to be mad at him ever. Bruno, if you want to be a guest on our show, please stop by. But other than that, that has been our show.
That's the first one.
That is the first one. I'm proud of us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for stopping by, taking a quick listen to what we have to say. Again, if you do want to follow us and see our pretty faces, you can look at us on
Instagram,
Facebook, Twitter, at Blerd Survival Guide, all lowercase, all one word, no spaces. Lucky, like I said, I'm so lucky we got that.
Yeah, we did. You want to sign us out?
How?
I believe you come up with your wonderful sign-off phrase.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if you catch our videos, sometimes keep on surviving.
Keep surviving, everybody.
Keep surviving, everybody. We'll see y'all next time.